Hi, guys. Glad you're here. Oh, hi, Marva. Just saw yours. Glad you're here. Wait a few more minutes. Got a few people on. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm sure my Florida people probably are not watching tonight. Hopefully you'll see this, but I'm praying for you. I actually said a prayer for you because I thought of you right before the video. So I hope you guys all stay safe. I've got a sister-in-law down there, and she's in. I think she's closer to Tampa, so she's not in the where it's really going to hit. But please be praying for all those people down there because this is a big one. It's already Category 4. Well, hi, Becky. Glad you're here. Thanks for liking and sharing. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, well, we've got some people on here now. So for those of you that are new, I'll hurry up and tell this. Usually I forget to say this at the very beginning, and this is what I always want to tell you at the very beginning. I am on live YouTube and Facebook at the exact same time. So if you're ever if you're watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook, if something starts messing up, you could go to the other platform and see if it's working better there. Because sometimes it's the platform, it's not me. So I would double check just in case you start having problems. So I am on Facebook and YouTube at the exact same time. That's why sometimes you'll see me say hi to somebody and you're probably like, I don't see that comment. It's because they're on the other platform. Oh, hi, Lynn. Glad you could come back again. And Crystal. Hi, Crystal. And let's see. Yep. Okay. I saw Lynn's name pop up again. I always said hi to you. Oh, hi, Jan. Glad you're here. Okay. So for those of you that are new, like I said, I'm on both platforms at the same time. Also, whenever I bring up links, if you're watching on Facebook, look at the top of my Facebook page and you'll see a Learn More button. Click on that, and all the links that I talk about are there in the, you can find what I'm talking about there on the list. You'll click on that and a list of links will show up. I can only get 10 on there at a time. So I'll try to explain to you if there's another one you need to do. Like when I tell you to look up the page that talks about the class, when you're on Facebook, click learn more and then click the one that says get free stuff when you order from me. That's the one you want to click on. That'll tell you all the information about the class and how to get the card kits for free. And then on YouTube, it's a little easier for you guys. All of the links are down below in the video description. So hopefully you can find that. It's usually at the bottom of the video. I know it is on computer. That's probably where I watch YouTube the most on my laptop. But I know there's usually an arrow or something. It might say more that'll show the description for you. And that's where all the links are at. Okay, I've got some more people. Looks like they popped on. Hi, Lorraine. Glad you could make it. Oh, hi, Judy. Welcome. I know this is the first time you've been able to watch. Glad you could be here. Okay. Oh, I need to auto scroll. I think I'm missing somebody. Oh, and Deborah, glad you're here. Okay. Oh, and hi, Becky. Glad you're here too. Okay, so now we've got a good crowd going. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the door prizes. A couple of people have already done this because they've been on here and they know the routine, and that is good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch screens here. Okay, now if you live in the United States and want to be part of my door prize, then you need to do hashtag door prize, type it in just like you see there in the screen, because at the end of the video, near the end of the video, before we close for the night, I will draw the name for the winner for tonight's prize. The reason you have to type it in exactly right, because the program is the one that pulls all the comments that say hashtag door prize. It has to be spelled exactly the way you see it there on the screen. So it's all small letters, one word, don't have any spaces, and don't forget the hashtag. So if you have a space, make sure you type it in again, and that's fine because some of you are new. I think I just saw somebody with a space in it. So if you do have a space, make sure you do that comment again. That way you can have it right, because I want to make sure you get in on that. Okay, now this is from last week. What I do 2 door prizes. One is just for the people that watch the live. The second one is for everybody that watches the live and the replay, because I want to make sure the replay people get a chance too. Because I know Thursday nights aren't good for everybody. So I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to win something. So this was the one last week. Everybody watched the live and the replay. They did hashtag door prize. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this screen here. This is the wheel. I've entered all the names today because I always give you to noon on live day. Eastern time, that is. So let's see who won. Oh, Crystal. I definitely had your address. Congratulations, Crystal. Crystal's on just about every week. I think you've won before, but it's been quite a while. So congratulations, Crystal. Okay. There we go. I was clicking on the wrong thing. So congratulations, Crystal. I wanted you to see my face. I'm glad you won. She's here almost every week. Okay. Now, so those of you, like you said, you've seen people with the hashtag door prize. Now I'm going to show you the new prizes. I'm going to grab, let's see, I better switch back to this screen because it's easier to see it down on this camera. Everybody that does the hashtag door prize here during the live will get put in the drawing for this. And like I said, you do have to live in the United States. So these are the 2024 to 2026 in color shimmer gems. I had these in a, let me get this ticker down again. I always forget to take that away. So you can see a little better. This has all 5 of the brand new in colors. I used these in a class a few weeks ago. And I had some extras, so I wanted to give these away for a door prize. So everybody does the hashtag door prize here tonight that lives in the United States will get put in the drawing for this. Now, if you live in the United States and just don't want to be in the drawing, that is fine. Don't do the hashtag door prize. Still comment because I love to hear from you. But I have everybody do the hashtag door prize. That way I know you definitely want to get in on the drawing. And then for everybody that does the hashtag door prize here tonight and everybody that does it during the the replay, will get put in the drawing for these. These are new too. This came out in the annual catalog, and so did these. These are the opal round assortments. It's Night of Navy, Clear, and Daffodil Delight with these. Let's see if I can remember all the, I know this is, I knew I'd go blank. Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, that's Pretty in Pink, and the purpler ones up here would be Petunia Pop. You just can't see them. I don't want to open that up. So everybody that's watching the replay and the live that has the hashtag door prize will get put in the drawing with this one, and I will announce the winner next week's live. And this is the one that's for tonight. So if you're watching live, make sure you get that hashtag door prize and type it in exactly the way you see it there. That way that program will know to pull your comment to put you in the drawing. Okay. Done with door prize. And you can do that. You only need to do the hashtag door prize one time. So like at the end of the video, when I bring it up again, don't worry about doing it again. You're still in the drawing. You're good. Now I've got a couple thank you cards I got in the mail again today. You guys are the best. I love getting these. This one, I have to look inside to see who this one's from. This one's from Jeanne, thanking me for winning a door prize a few weeks ago. And I think she won again last week. So she's been lucky here lately. But isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Now, is this from one of the kits, I do believe. I think Jan's on here, but yeah, that is just really pretty. I don't have this kit. I love that. That's gorgeous. And then I've got this one from Patty Weed. She's actually on my team right now. And she comes on a lot. So she wanted to thank me for winning a couple weeks ago. So I like the little cat, how she did the cat and the gingham. Isn't that neat? I really like that. So I love getting cards from you guys. I love to share them too. Okay. Oh, hi, Jamie and Phyllis. Oh, Jamie, now I've got you on here. I've been meaning to email you. You requested to be in my VIP Stampers Facebook group. I've got a little rule. You've got to accept the rules. So I think if you can't figure that out, you can even just email me because I know you've got my email address or you can click that contact me link down the video description and let me know you do accept them if you can't find where you can do that on the group page, and then I'll let you in. But I've got some little rules on there, and I've got everybody accepting those. So that's how you're able to get in the group. So that's the only reason I haven't accepted you yet. So I want to give you a chance to know that. For those of you that are wondering what I'm talking about, I have a Facebook group on Facebook. It's called Christy's, it's a Create with Christy's VIP Stampers. I used to only have it open to people that live in the, you don't need to just keep looking at my hands. I used to only have it open for people that are, live in the United States and are customers. They are not demonstrators. Well, I've had a lot of requests from demonstrators and people outside of the country that really wanted to be in on it, in the group. So I went ahead and opened it up to everybody. So you can, but I do have you still accept the rules. There are no questions you have to answer. You just have to read through the rules and accept them, and then I'll let you in the group. So I have got a link actually down in the video description below for the my VIP Stampers. And I don't have that on the Facebook group. I think there's a section. What I will do in the comments after the video, I will put the link to the VIP Stampers in there for you so you can come back. Actually, I could probably do that now, but I'll see if I can figure that out here during the video. But it seems like there is a place somewhere that has a groups tab on the on my business page, and you'll be able to find the VIP Stampers there, and you can ask to join. Okay. Jan, I thought so. That is a gorgeous kit, isn't it? I really like that. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, and thanks for sending it to me because now I've got a sample to show people. So that helped me out too. Hi, Phyllis. Glad you're here. And Sleepy Crafter. Glad you're here too. Okay. Oh, and Anita. I almost missed you. And Lola. I need to keep looking at my list here. A bunch of people I've missed. Oh, hi, Sandy. Haven't talked to you forever. I'm glad you're here. You finally remembered. Oh, believe me, I understand. It's hard to remember. I've met there's a friend of mine up in Canada. I always want to see her lives. For one thing, they're kind of late because she's on the Pacific time zone for us. But I also forget on Mondays. I'm so tired on a Monday, I totally forget, and I always have to watch her replays. Okay, and Kate, if you're on here, you know I've already told you that. Okay, and Melinda. Hello, Melinda. Speaking of Kate, if any of you are from Canada on here that don't have a demonstrator, you definitely want to look up Kate. I can't think of her last name. I just went blank. But she's the West Coast Stampers. That's what her, I think it's West Coast Stamper. Yeah, the West Coast Stamper. That's what her name is. So you can search for her on Facebook and find her group page. But I know her last name has just left me. Senior moment. No, it starts with a W, but I can't think of her last name. But she's a really good demonstrator. So if you need one and live in Canada, look her up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, start talking about the class. So I'm going to go back down here. I want to make sure I showed those cards to you. So now we'll get rid of this. And there's the host code that you need to use when you place your order. If you place a $40 order before shipping and tax, you will get, using that host code, you will get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards I'm making here tonight. If you bump it up to a $50 order before shipping and tax with the host code, you'll also get a full pack of the Pecan Pie and Clear Ribboned Adhesive-Backed Dots. Long name. But you can see they're 2 different sizes. They're Pecan Pie, and I'll try to show them a little up close. It's a little hard to in the cellophane. You might be able to see them a little bit, but there are little lines in it to make them look ribboned, which is really neat. I like these a lot. So $40 order before shipping and tax with the host code. You get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards. Bump it up to a 50. You'll also get these Pecan Pie and Clear Ribbon Dots. Now, if your order is $150 or more before shipping and tax, take that host code off. Don't use it. You'll still get all of this, and you'll also get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. Now, the reason I have you do the host code, because I know I've got some people always want to know, that makes it so I can give this stuff free to you guys. I use the Stampin' Rewards that I earn from your orders to get free stuff to give to you guys. So that's why you need to use the host code if it's under 150. Now, if it's 150 or over, I still want you to get those Stampin' Rewards. So that's why I want you to take that host code off, but you'll still get all of this. Okay, let's see. Things are going to be a little bit different tonight. Well, not really different, but I'm going to be implementing or using the annual catalog a little bit here tonight. There's some great card ideas in here, and all 3 of my cards are using this. First 2 use card ideas that are in here, and the last one is one of the sketches that are in this. So I just want to show you a way to use your catalog other than just looking at all the new products that we've got since May. So I think some more people came on here. Oh, hi, Karen. I missed you. Myra from Iowa. Glad you're here. Let's see. Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. Glad you could make it live. Okay. I love seeing some of you saying hi to each other. It's neat how people become friends on different lives and stuff. You guys might also just know each other in person too. I'm not sure, but I think that's neat how you guys are getting to know each other. Okay, well, I am going to bring in, let me show you the stamp set. This is the one I'm featuring tonight. This is the Warms My Heart. Oh, and I did forget, I always forget to tell you this every week. You need to get your order placed by next Wednesday, which is October 2nd. So by the end of the day, that day, that's the deadline to get your orders in to get the card kits for today's class. But that is on the ticker, but I always mean to tell you, and we're telling you to instead of just having you read it. So I'll get back to the set, but I think this is so neat. I'm not using a bundle. This time it is just a stamp set. I really wanted to use these images. Now, I only make 3 cards for the class, so these are the 3 images I end up using. I didn't use this one. I almost put it on the inside of my card, but see, I'll put it up close because that's still a really cute little image there. And these are only 85%. So here, let me show you. That's actually how big she is. So she's a little bit bigger than what they're showing there on the front. But sometimes they have to make them a little smaller so they can get them all to fit on there. Oh, thanks for sharing, Jeanne. I just saw that. Oh, thank you, Sam. Good. So Sleepy Crafter is Sam. Good. I'm glad you're here, Sam. Okay, so I've got, and I'll be using almost all of the only grading I'm not using is the Memories of You Warm My Heart, which goes really good with this one because you can tell she's remembering some things in that one. So that is in the September to December mini, in case you were wondering that, or the holiday catalog, whatever you call it. Oh, did you get the set yesterday, Crystal? Well, good. I'm going to give you some ideas. Okay, for my first card. Oh, and I did forget to tell you the card kits. I do all of the embossing, and this time it will be any of the die cutting, which is just actually, I think, just this circle. Yeah. But there is embossing on every card, so I did all the embossing for you. And I always do the die cutting with a die set that's not part of the bundle. I'm not using a bundle this time, so any die cutting that for these cards I did for you. So I wanted to bring this in, and it's funny. I did not plan this, but I am using 2 cards on the same page. I'm not going to tell you what the second one is yet, but let me see if I can get this a little closer so you can see it. this card right here is the one that I'm using. I love that layout. I love how they used strips of the DSP to show different designs. Now, I did not do that on my card today, to tell you the truth, because I didn't want to cut all those little strips for the card kits, but I do like it, and it's still going to look good just having one piece of DSP there. But that is the one that I'm using. So I want to show you how you can, because you can do this with my card kits too. You can totally change out the stamp set and just come up with something else. So I want to show you how I'm using this layout, but I'm using a totally different stamp set. Oh, hi, Christy. Glad you could come. And you didn't miss, the routine at the beginning. You just didn't see the door prize. I'll show you that here in a minute. But I'm just now starting the first card, so you're good. Okay. Oh, thanks for sharing, Marva. A lot of you are sharing tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so this one, the first two cards are fall cards. That's a neat thing. I'm going to bring the stamp set back in. I don't know if you noted. You probably did notice. These two are perfect for fall. These two are perfect for Christmas. So I love that we can use it for 3 or 4 months. But this time I'm going to do 2 fall and just 1 Christmas. The reason I did that is just I'm thinking, okay, fall's here. We need to hurry up and get our fall cards done. But I will be doing mainly Christmas real soon, if not next week. I can't remember what I'm doing next week. I've got it written down somewhere. But this week is going to be 2 fall cards and then a Christmas card. So this is Cajun Craze, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to go ahead and adjust some things here. Whenever I start making cards, I got to stand up and move things around. So I'm going to get the corners lined up to get that exactly in half. Grab my bone folder if I can get a hold of it. There we go. Usually I have that laying out and still had it in my little holder. Okay, so I can put this to the side for just right now. This is a piece of pecan pie, 4 by 5.25, and I forgot to take. There we go. I always leave the host code up, and I'll take that ticker down so you can see better. But you have seen me. Those of you that watch my lives, I've used this a ton. But here's what it looks like. But this is a leaf fall. See how it's just only got leaves right here. This is completely blank, and there's a little blank space up here. That ended up working out perfect for this. I'll show you how I lined it up. This line right here that helps you get it, your paper in straight. I just put it right in the middle of that line. And that left me a lot of this space right here. That's why I was able to stamp my greeting. I'm going to be stamping my greeting down here. So that's a nice little perk of this. But I also still like seeing those, just looks like a little swoosh of leaves going. This is one of my favorite folders right now. So that's how I did that. This is a piece of Iconic Celebrations DSP. It's a 6 by 6 pack. There are 12 double-sided designs, and you get 4 of each. So this is one of the fall ones. And the neat thing, the reason I picked this, it's got designs. It's kind of like this set. It's got designs that are good for fall, good for Christmas. There's even some in there for birthdays, New Year's. It's a really neat pack. And you can find that in the online exclusives. So it's Iconic Celebrations. So you can search for that in my online store. The links are where I told you there at the beginning. So this is a 4 by 2 inch piece. And if you weren't here at the beginning and don't know how to get my links, holler out on the comments and I'll let you know. Okay. So, there it is. Get my seal out here. Get this going again. And this is going to go across. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this first. I'm going to stamp that greeting. So I forgot it does. I could still put this on, but I want to make sure I definitely have enough room for my greeting. So I'm going to grab the one that said, I would pick you over and over again. So that's perfect for my apple, the apple image I'm using. Call her the apple lady. This is kind of like the, when I did the more than autumn stamp set between pumpkins and apples. This is kind of that way. This one's the apple card and the next one will be the pumpkin card. So there we go. So that's with the early espresso ink. I think I forgot to say that. Isn't that font? I just love the font. All of the sentiments in the set have that same font. I really like this one a lot. Stampin' Up has a lot of neat fonts on our sets. Okay, now I'm going to put this right above, leaving a little bit of space, kind of as much space as underneath the sentiment, have about that much for the above the greeting. Get it lined up here. I'm going to get, it keeps moving on me. There we go. Let's see if it's a little long, but not too bad. Let me see if I can get this straighter because I can tell I didn't get it very straight. Actually, that took care of it, so it's not hanging over anymore. So I'm going to grab this piece. If you get the card kit, this is a 12-inch piece of the natural polka dot trim. I'm going to fold it in half. Because like I said earlier, if you get the card kits, you do get enough to make 2 of each. So now I've got 2 6-inch pieces that way, and so I just need one for this card, and this one can be used for the second card. I'm going to grab some tear-in tape. Oh, thanks for sharing, Sam. I just saw that pop up. Thank you. Oh, Marva says I'm a little blurry. Ugh. It could be the internet, because on my end, I'm looking pretty good. If anybody else says I'm a little blurry, let me know. It could be either your internet or it could be my internet, which is very, very possible. That's the one bad thing with lives. It's really, really hard to get things. You know what? I'm going to check something real quick. Make my screen big so I can see it better. Make sure. Yep, it must be the internet or the signal or something. Sorry. Hopefully it'll get better. Okay. Hopefully that didn't do something weird on your end. It kind of glitched there for a second on me. Okay. But yeah, that's one bad thing. I've even noticed when you watch news and they've got somebody on a remote or something, they even have troubles with it. You just never know how the internet's going to go, and they've got the expensive equipment. So I'm going to wrap this around and do my tear-in tape. It's going to hold that down. And I do suggest using tear-in tape with this trim because it is really thick. If you try to use seal with it, it's probably going to pop up. It needs something strong. So you can see how far up I went. I didn't go right in the middle. I just went up just a little bit. And get this one here. Oh, Becky said it's blurry for her too. Or was Becky the one that told me earlier? Oh, Marilyn says hers is blurry too. Oh, this internet. It's probably my stinking internet. I hate my internet. Let me see if I can. Sometimes when I do that, that gets the camera to wake up. Hopefully that'll fix it. I hope it gets better, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So now I'm going to grab this and take the backing. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to put some seal on here. Yeah, Judy says it's blurry for her too. Dad, I hate it when it does this. It's been a long time since it's done this. Actually, I used to have it happen all the time. Let's see. Which internet? So I was wondering if this might be my computer. Here, let me try something here. I might get it might stop here for just a second. I want to warn you, but it'll get coming again because it looks like I've got a low signal. Let me see if I can try something. So if I go off, don't worry, I'll come right back. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. I'm trying to switch because we've got different. Oh, wait a minute. Now it looks stronger again. Okay, I'll leave it alone. So hopefully it'll start getting better for you. I'm really sorry about that. I quit sharing the screen, so that should help. Okay. So hopefully it'll get better here for you. Okay, so now I'm going to put my seal on here. Oh, I know what's wrong. Hold on, guys. You know what happened? It should start getting better here in a few minutes. Oh, Sandy said she's been having trouble with streaming all day, but I bet you it gets better now. I thought I had this. Well, I have my laptop plugged in. That's how it gets to do the live. It goes through my computer. it was plugged in something that wasn't turned on. So the battery was getting pretty low. Now it should be working really good. So let me know. I'm going to watch because there is a delay. So hopefully that fixed it. I'm so glad I looked at that. It still had 41% battery, but it's better. Good. It'll probably start getting better now. Ugh. I wish I had noticed that. I thought, sure, I plugged it in the right one. I've got one of those tower things plugged and you can turn on each level. I thought, sure, I had it in one that was turned on, but it wasn't. So hopefully that's going to start getting better. The battery will go up. Sorry about that. I had a feeling it was my fault. Good, Judy. You said it's better for you too. Good. Okay. Thanks for helping out, guys. I am so glad you let me know that. Always tell me if there's something wrong. Hopefully I can figure it out. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to. That was definitely my fault. I can't blame it on the internet, darn. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this on the middle of the card. Oh, good, Myra. She said, yeah, Myra and Marilyn, good. You guys all said it's working good. Because what I was doing so far wasn't really important. So now the rest of it's going to be good that you're going to see it, not blurry. So now you can really see what the font looks like. Because I was showing you all this stuff when it was super blurry. But I really like that font a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in this. This is a circle that I die cut out of this set. This is actually two. Oh, you emboss, Marilyn. Yes, I did emboss that. You definitely couldn't tell when it was blurry, could you? Okay, so this is the Spotlight on Nature dies. And I love, it's just all the different, there are 3 different edgings for each circle. Of the circles, I think you get 3 of each. But what I'm doing was number 4. Yeah, the number 4 die. This one is not the one I used. So these 2 are the same size, but they're different. This is the one I ended up using if I can get a hold of it. So that is what made the little border on this one. Oops, there's still wax paper on that. There we go. I really like this one a lot. And we're going to be using those little holes too for our ribbon. I want to show you those real quick. Those are in the annual catalog. And there is a stamp set that goes along with that too. Okay, now I'm going to grab, I don't have to use this Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a cling stamp set, which means it's rubber. But I still think I can stamp better with it. So I'm going to take my Tuxedo Black Memento. And my trick for this, because this is a different kind of ink pen, it's a hard one. Our classic ones are cushiony, so you don't have to do this. But this one being hard, if I twist as I'm putting it on the stamp and then pounce on it a little bit, it seems to ink so much better. Back when I just used to tap on it, there would always be places that didn't get inked up. And that has helped me when I've done that. So I'm going to stamp this near the center. Okay, if it's not perfect. That's one nice thing. Oops, I got a mess. Make sure you don't get any ink there, but that's all right. I'll play around with that. Maybe I'll put an embellishment on there that'll cover it up. Okay. Now I'm going to color this. Now I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. I was going to watercolor with a water painter and the ink pads. But I started playing around with the blends, and I liked this. Because the watercolor technique, a lot of times you want to leave some white space when you color, like not color it completely in. And when you look at these sketches, you can see little spaces in it. So it just looks really good if you don't color them in completely. Now that they're mainly colored in, you'll see that here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and grab Cajun Craze. And this is what I'm going to color her dress with. And I'm going to put a little bit right here, this little line here. It's like a little fold in her skirt. So I'm going to do it with dark Cajun Craze. There's really not that much dark you need to do on this one. So I'll maybe put a little bit here where her arm is at. Maybe a little bit underneath it. Then, and I use the brush tip, and I'm going to use it like a brush to make it look more like watercolor too. So I'm just kind of make little lines here, making sure I don't get on my apples, but leaving a little space, white space I'm okay with that because that's the look I'm going for. I don't leave a lot, just a little bit. It just kind of goes with the feel of the images. Okay, if you can see how I've left a little bit of white space in places. I didn't fill it in completely. It's almost done, completely done. And where it's dark here, I'm going to blend it a little bit, but you know what? It's not that big a deal if it's a little darker because that kind of goes along with the look, like the sketch look. Then I'm going to grab cherry cobbler. And at one time I was doing a little bit of dark and the light. Those apples are so small. I'm just going to use my light cherry cobbler. If you want to add some shading, you definitely can. I don't think it shows up that much, so that's why I'm not going to bother. And once again, I'm going to leave some white space in places. It's almost like scribbling. Get all these done, and it makes it go really fast too. Now, if you look at it and like, oh, that's too much white space, then just go ahead and fill in a little more. But that is done. And yeah, that does not make that big a difference. I'm not going to bother with the dark. I didn't think it would. Now I'm going to grab my pecan pie. I'm going to use the dark on this little strip here. I'm really not going to be doing much blending with this pecan pie. And then do across this one, the bands of the basket. Then I'll take the light pecan pie and color in the rest of the basket, still leaving some white space, kind of scribbling. Now I'm not going back and forth though, because I don't want to fray my tip. I'm just kind of making little lines and coming back up again. Now I'm going to do her hat. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm not going to do the band on her hat. So I'm going to do the, with the light, I'm going to do that with dark. Once again, I'm just making little short lines. And then I'm going to take the dark pecan pie and put that there. And you know what? This is the under part of the hat, so let's darken that up a little bit. Now, with her hair and her skin, I'm using the bronze and ivory Stampin' blends. These come together. I'm going to use the brown for her hair. And once again, I'm just going to leave the white space in a couple places. And then do the rest of her skin with the ivory. And I'm even going to leave spaces on her here too. And then I'm going to put a little bit of shading here. You can do shading even with this same marker. Just put another layer on it. So that kind of put a little shade underneath her chin. And that's it. But doesn't that look kind of neat having that white space? It really gives it that watercolor look. So that is another way to use our blends. You don't have to do a bunch of coloring and get it colored in perfectly and do a bunch of blending. That's another way to use it to make it look more like you've used a watercolor brush. So that is ready. So I'm going to start putting this together. Since I've done all the die cutting, I don't have to get the die cutting machine out tonight. Oh, I do want to stamp one more thing. I'm going to have to clean my little lady because I could have stamped her. I'm not going to color her in on the inside. I could stamp her with the early espresso, but I think when you do that, it does look like it needs. I'm going to take that back. That was black, but the early espresso is going to be too dark, so I'm going to do pecan pie because I want it to be lighter. Oops. Hopefully, I'm not going to have a big mess because I put a bunch of ink on that top. I think I'm going to be okay, though. I sure am. But just doing it in the color, you really don't need to color it in unless you just want to. You definitely go ahead and color it in if you want to. I'm going to put this on the inside. Find my seal. There it is. And this will just go on the inside. There we go. And I'm going to pop this. Oh, take that back. First off, I'm going to bring in, this is some linen thread. It's an 18-inch piece that needs to be folded just like we did with the trim, like I did with the trim. Grab my scissors. So that way I'm going to have two 9-inch pieces of this trim. Oh, hi, Patty. And my second Lynn. I'm glad you're here. I've got two Lyns on here tonight again. So what I'm going to do with this 9-inch piece, I do know I want it to be in this bottom right corner. So I think it's going to be these two long openings here. I'm going to put one end in here and one end in the one next to it. There we go. And then I'm going to tie a bow. So I'm going to do a single knot, have the strings go perpendicular, and then I do the bottom when I do a little loop, then come around and finish my bow. And you just play around with the strings until you get it to look right. This loop is way too big. Oops. Try and get it out of the way. There we go. And just keep playing with it till it looks so good to you. This loop is, both loops are actually a little too big. There we go. There, so now I'll tighten that up. That looks good. Now I'm going to take, actually I'll trim those up here after I get it on the card. But there, that looks good. Now I'm going to turn this over, put on my Stampin' Dimensionals. I think I'll use 4. Oh, and Lynn Fonace is from New Jersey. Glad you're here. Okay, and Patty, I showed your card off at the beginning of the video. Everybody liked it. Thanks for sending that to me. That was a nice surprise. Okay, now I'm gonna, oops, there we go. And it's gonna go right about here. And I'm going to kind of put it up so it kind of looks, the bow is kind of lined up with the trim. There we go. Now I can trim. It's a lot easier to trim these ends after it gets put on. Actually, that one doesn't need trim. That looks pretty good. So there is, oh, I almost forgot my bling. Can't forget that. So I'm going to grab these and get these a little closer. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, you can really tell with the clear ones. There are some lines in it. It looks like there's ribbon inside it. So, and the Pecan had the same. It's a little hard to see, I think, in the video. But these are really neat. I'm going to be using the Pecan ones since we've got a bunch of pecan pie on here. I'm going to do one of each size. I'll put one here and a small one right next to it. Then I will put a small one down here and a big one right there. There we go. So that is card number 1. And it goes together super quick. For me not to color anything ahead of time, that tells you how quick and easy this is. So I hope you liked that one. So that was with that one card on page 103. Let me bring this back. Well, actually, we'll just put them right next to each other. So there's the one I was going by, my inspiration. And then here's my card right next to it. So you can see how I changed it up a teeny bit. Like I didn't put a sentiment here, but I did put the ribbon on there to kind of fill that in a little bit, and then put my greeting down here. So you can definitely change things up. That's just inspiration. Now for the second card, I said I didn't plan on this, but I'm using this. This one just looked really good for what I was, for this set, for what I'm going to use it for, my pumpkin lady. But this is the one I'm going by. So I'll bring this in. Get my table. I can kind of move my table out of my way. Oh, thanks, Becky. I'm glad you liked that first one. And Marilyn and Crystal. Thank you. And oh, yeah, I have 2 Beckys. I got 2 Beckys and 2 Lyns. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. Okay. This one is a Mossy Meadow card base, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to line those corners up. There we go. And this one is going to be, I've always called this a landscape, you know, with your Word document, you can do portrait or landscape. But I heard somebody call this a tent fold, and that makes total sense because it looks like a basic tent. So this is, I'll start calling it that from now on. So that's my tent fold. This was embossed with the new Forever Plaid folder. I want to show you. Get a hold of it. We've got a few big ones, big embossing folders. And this is the one I used. And I want to compare it with this one. This one used to be our biggest size of embossing folders. And then they came out with another big size. Isn't that cool? So this one, when I make these card kits, I can actually do 2 of these at the same time. That's going to help me out. But I just wanted to show you how big this one is. So you could do a great big, if you want to make one of those 5x7 cards, you could get that a card front on there and use it. So I'm glad they've come out with a few of the larger ones. Okay. Oh, I've got 2 more Beckys. Boy, Becky, that name is really popular tonight. Or maybe just 3. Yeah, Becky McFalls. I hadn't seen you on here yet. Glad you're here. Okay, so I'll try to remember to say last names whenever I see a Becky pop up. So this one is Cajun Craze. It's 4.5 by 3.5. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the card together, and then I'll do the stamping. This is going to go towards the left side of the card. Like so. I'm going to get it up a little bit higher. There we go. Then this is a piece from the Iconic Celebrations paper. This is a 5-inch by 3/4 inch piece of the plaid design. The pumpkins are on the other side. I could have used pumpkin, but I just wasn't real crazy with it. I think I like this better, so that's why I'm going to do this one. So get some seal on here. Always make sure I get some on the ends and then put some here. And this one, it doesn't go up all the way. I'm kind of have the same amount hanging over on each side. That looks pretty good. Now, one thing with the lines in this plaid, some of them are curved a little bit, so they're not perfectly straight. So I'm kind of looking more of the width of the cardstock. Because here, this line is a little higher up, then it kind of comes down. So don't go exactly by the lines in the embossing, because they're a little crooked. So that is ready. Now we can go start. Well, actually, let's get the inside done. This is a 5.25 by 4-inch piece of the inside. And I'm using a different design here because I want to make sure I had enough designs for all the card kits. Plus, I want to show you how you can use different designs. Like if you want to put DSP in the inside of your card to coordinate it instead of stamping inside. It's okay if it's not the exact same. This one's bothering me. I can tell it's crooked. You don't have to use the exact same design for it to still coordinate. These still look good together. So I'm going to put this 4 by 3/4 inch piece. It's going to go right along here. And like I said, I want to have a little bit of white showing on the left side of it. So I'm not going to put it right along the edge. There we go. This time I can tell I definitely cut a little too long. Then I'll cut that. And I'll go ahead and put this on the inside. The pumpkin lady is a little too big to stamp on the inside, so that's why I decided to use DSP. Oh, and DSP is designer series paper. Those of you that are been around Stampin' Up, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I always want to make sure for my new people, DSP means designer series paper, and that's what our patterned paper is called. So I've got that there. Now I'm going to do some stamping and bring this back in. This is a piece of basic white that is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. Here's the pumpkin lady. I think she is so fun looking. I like her a lot. Actually, I like all the images in this set. I'm going to stamp her with tuxedo black. And stamp it near the center. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, I got some stuff on that piece. Let's turn it over. And I always hold it down for a few seconds. Make sure that ink, I did it again. I'm going to start paying attention. But I can, oops, and it was wet too. You know what? I'm going to grab something here. Something we used to have, our adhesive remover. You can still find these on Amazon if you don't have one anymore. I'm going to see if I can stamp. I might not be able to because it looks like the ink kind of soaked through. Let's see here. You know what? That's the nice thing about me bringing these kits over here. I'll just steal one out of here and replace it later. Okay. Because that was still looking bad. That's all smeared. I could tell it was soaking through, so we're going to do that again. Take 2. Let me grab this. The top here, I think I've got inked a little too much. You know what I'm going to grab? Oh, grab this. Forgot I had it wet. That's going to take some of that ink off for me. That should help. And this time I don't think I'm going to push as hard on the top part because I can tell I've got too much ink up there. Oh, much better. There we go. It's a little lighter here in the middle, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be just fine. Yeah, this is a great pack of DSP. I love it. You can use it all year, just about all year long. Well, yeah, you definitely could because like I said, there are a couple that are really good for birthday cards. Okay, so I'm going to do the same technique I used before, leaving some white space. Since I'm using the colors in the paper, there is no pumpkin pie in the paper, so I'm going to use Cajun Craze for my pumpkins, and it still looks good in Cajun Craze color. Now, where the lines are, I'm going to do a little bit of dark. I'm just kind of doing really quick lines because, like I said, I'm trying to get that watercolor look. Then I'm going to take the light Cajun Craze, go over it, making sure I'm kind of doing curves. I don't know if you can tell the curves in the pumpkin. I'm not doing straight lines. I'm kind of making little curves when I color it. Get a little bit closer here. There, that looks good. You don't want to leave too much white space. Just a little bit is just right. There we go. And then we've got this little pumpkin here. And then I'll let it dry for a minute. If there are a couple places where I want to blend it a little bit, I can. But like I said, I am not worried about blending too much. I kind of like the contrast with this technique. Now, I think that's all the Cajun Craze I did. I'm going to use Moody Mauve. That's actually another color in the set. I think I'll put a little bit of dark here because that pumpkin would have a little bit of shade. I think that's about all I'm going to do with that. Take my light Moody Mauve and color in the rest of her shirt. She's got overalls on, so we just want to do the top part of her here, and that's her sleeve right there. Okay. Then I'm giving her jean overalls, so I'm bringing in Misty Moonlight. This is actually one of the colors. It's not in the DSP, but it is one of on this design, that is. But there are some designs with the Misty Moonlight in it in the pack. I'm going to take my dark Misty Moonlight and just wherever these lines are, I'm going to put a little bit there, maybe a little bit here where her knees are. That looks pretty good. There's not a lot that you have to use the dark for. Now my light, once again, I'm doing the brush strokes. That done here. Okay, I can't think of anything to say, so that's why it's getting a little quiet. Okay, and then where the dark is, I'm going to go over it just a little bit again because I don't want it too dark. A little dark is good. Actually, I think a little too much white space there. There we go. Oh, I forgot the top of her overalls. Let's get that. We've got the strap here. And right there. There we go. Now she's done. Her clothes are done. Now I'm going to bring in Pecan Pie. And the bottom, the heels of her boots, I'm going to do the dark Pecan Pie. And then the top right here, I'm going to do with the dark. And maybe a little bit here where the shoestrings are, because a lot of times they'll have a little bit of a shade with the shoestrings. Or boot strings, actually. Then my light Pecan Pie for the rest of it. And I'm using a really light touch too, like I always do with my blends. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Mossy Meadow, but I'm going to use just the dark because these stems are really, really small. So there's no reason to do two different shades here. Got those done. I'm going to bring in the Bronze and Ivory again. I'm going to do her hair with the brown. Just do little sweeps. Don't get her ear. Don't forget about her ear. It's easy to color in her ear with the same color as her hair because you almost don't see it. There we go. And then the ivory. Get her little ear and her hand. And that is it. I feel like an artist with this. When you leave that white space, it looks like I sketched her and colored her in. Believe me, I would not be able to do that. I can use stamps. I can't draw. So that is done. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the card base and turn that over. And my seal, I keep putting it over in a different spot. Don't know why I keep doing that. Okay. And this is going to go over here, about right there. That looks pretty straight. Now I need to grab this last piece. This is a piece of pecan pie that is 2.5 by 3/4 inch. Bring this back in. I'm going to put my sentiment on there. This one says, "Hey, pumpkin." Grab my early espresso. On that. I'm going to put it more towards the left side of the piece. There we go. And grab my paper snips and cut this at an angle like so. And this one I'm going to put on with dimensionals. I'm going to grab these again. You could definitely use the black ones if you've got those too, since this is kind of dark cardstock and so is this. And since I got my white ones out, I'll go ahead and use those. You know, this is short enough. I don't think I need one in the middle. I think we'll be good there. Scoop the paper backings off. And then this just goes right here on the DSP just a little bit. I don't want to cover it up too much because I like that DSP. And straight. That looks pretty good. Got the inside in there already. Now I just need to put the bling on. And since there are only 2 colors, there's one I've got to use twice. So I'm going to use pecan pie again because I thought that just looks really good on these fall cards. And then I'll use the clear ones on the Christmas one. So I'm going to use a large one, if I can get hold of it. Put it here. Another large one. Put it right here. Oops, some of my putty came off my take your pick tool. That means I need to get a little more out. And then I need a small one. And I'm going to put it about right here. So that is the second card. So I hope you like that one. I'm going to bring in my inspiration again. So it's this one right here. And here's my card. See if I can get them both on the screen. Now the thing I did not use, they put a little, one of those peas, isn't he cute, there. So I didn't have anything really to put there and I thought it looked fine without it. But that's how I used that card sketch to make this one. And I also made this piece a little bit longer. This one's a little bit smaller. I wanted mine to be just a little bit longer. So you can take liberties, like I said. This is just for inspiration. Okay, last but not least, I wanted to make sure I used one of those sketches. So if you go to page 22 in the annual, oops, I skipped. There we go. There are a bunch of sketches right here. They're real small. And I'm not sure, some of the cards, I can't remember if they used all of the sketches on the cards in here. One of these days I need to do a scavenger hunt in this catalog and see if I can find them all. But the one I'm using, look at the top row, and it's the 4th one from the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the one right here that I'm going to use on the Christmas card. And while I'm thinking of it, because I know me, I'm going to forget, I'm going to grab the holiday catalog. or September to December, the official name. I think it's page 16. Because I looked it up today. Yep. There are sketches on here too. And they're even a little bigger. I like that they're a little bigger picture on this one. So they've even got Christmas tags there. But you could also use, if you didn't want to do Christmas tags, you could put those on cards. Also, it says this catalog is filled with samples meant to inspire, recreate one of the favorites. Oh, okay, the ones that are circled, I thought maybe they might be on this page. I don't know. I don't have time to look now, but so I want to let you know that page 16 of the Holiday Mini has them too. Okay, let's get started on the last card. Got to have my favorite. The red in this Iconic Celebrations paper is Cherry Cobbler, which I've told you before is my favorite red that we've got. Oh, Christy, you did? Yeah, Christy on YouTube. She's a friend of mine here. Well, I haven't got to meet her in person. One of these days we need to do that, but she lives here in Indianapolis area. Said that she's used these sketches for her card club. That's a good idea. So this is actually the card I made here. I knew I had used that sketch before. Is one of my cards for my club this month. I kept looking to which card did I, because I know I've used that card sketch before, and sure enough, I finally found it today when I was cutting all the cardstock to mail. Been working on my card kits today too for my club. So get those lined up. So those of you that are on here, that are in my monthly online card club, I'm working on the kits. I'm hoping to get everything out by Monday's the last day to get them out. I'm sure I'll get everything mailed. Iffy on the video. I still have to record that. My son's birthday's this weekend, so that's kind of taken away a couple days of me getting stuff done, but I still think I can get it done by Monday. Tuesday will be the very latest. I'll email you guys if it's going to be a day late, but everything will definitely be mailed by Monday, if not sooner. Okay. Oh, Crystal says Cherry Cobbler's her favorite too. Oh, hi, Robin. Glad you could make it. So the fold's going to be on the left here. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece. I use that same Forever Plaid folder. Look at my card here. You know what? I'm going to stamp first. I'm going to grab this piece here. This one is a piece of basic white that is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Bring in my Christmas wreath lady. Get my tuxedo black memento inked up here. And I'm going to stamp her top center. So bring her up near the top and the center, left and right. Down, see if I, oh, I had a feeling. Every image I have done tonight has done that. And that one, I don't think that one soaked through. You know what? I'm going to try it again. That was bad. I am getting really bad about that tonight. I knew I was tired. I was having trouble keeping my eyes open. So I feel like I'm awake, but I am making stupid mistakes. Usually I notice when I do that. Okay. Put this near the top center again. I think it'll work this time. Much better. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in Cherry Cobbler and I'm going to do the bow. So the places where it's folded over, I'm going to use my dark Cherry Cobbler. There's not much there, just a little bit right there. And maybe a little bit here underneath the bow part on the tails. And once again, I'm going to do the same look, leave some white space on purpose. So it kind of goes with the vibe of the image. There are the tails. Okay. And then I'm going to bring, I think that's all I did, Cherry Cobbler. Yes. I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow. I'm going to have my dark one where some of these lines are here. I'm going to make that a little darker. I'm just kind of scribbling like I have been. There's a little bit right here on the ends here. Okay. Then I'm going to take the light Mossy Meadow. Actually, I'm going to take this out of the way. Color this in. Even some of the, and there is a spot right here to color. I almost missed that when I was doing my original. Make sure I don't get her fingers. This one you have to be a little careful with her fingers, but since we're leaving white space anyway, I'm okay with having a little white space in between her fingers. And then kind of lighten up the dark just a little bit. It's just a little too dark. So going over again with the light. There we go. That looks pretty good. And that is all the Mossy Meadow. I'm going to give her, let's see, I'm going to do her hair first, I think. I'm trying to think how I did this. Okay, I'm going to grab the pecan pie. Oh, there it is. I had them separated. I couldn't find them. Make sure they're both pecan pie. Yep. I'm going to take the dark pecan pie and do her hair like so. Once again, leaving a little bit of white space in places. Kind of gives her highlights to her hair too. So I'm really barely touching this cardstock. I'm doing really, really light touch, probably lighter than normal, just because I want to have that white space. That kind of helps me make the white space a little bit. Okay, now for her skin, I'm going to use the light pecan pie. Make sure she's smiling real big, so I think those are teeth. So I don't want to get her color in the inside of her mouth. She's just really happy it's Christmas. So color in the rest of her face here. And then her fingers. And her neck. And then I'm going to go over it again to make it a little bit darker. It's a neat thing with our blends. I can even make the light. Oops, I colored over her teeth. I'll have to get my color lifter out. Because what I'm going to do, the reason I'm making her skin even a little darker is because I wanted to use the light pecan pie on her pants. So I'm going to go ahead and go over it just one and very light for her pants. There we go. And then if there's places where I put shading, I can go over it again, a little bit right there, and maybe a little bit right here. But I don't want to go over it again because I wanted her pants to look lighter. So that's why I'm only going to go with the one layer of coloring on that one. Now I'm going to get my Misty Moonlight and do her shirt. So all the places, well, I shouldn't say all, the couple places where there's some lines, I'll do that with a dark. And I'm also going to have her socks be the Misty Moonlight, so they match her shirt. And then I'm going to do the light Misty Moonlight on her headband. I'll go ahead and do that now. I'm thinking of it. She's very stylish. And it looks like I'm going to have to darken her hair up again, too. I'd forgotten I did do 2 layers of the brown, or the bronze, I mean, on her hair. That's part of her shirt, too. Then down here. And her socks. There we go. Grab that dark pecan pie. No, actually, it's pecan pie. That's right. The bronze was actually a little lighter, and the dark pecan pie is a little darker. So that's why I went with the pecan pie this time. So I'm going over it one more time. Still trying to leave some white space, but that'll darken her hair up. There we go. Much better. Now you can see her face a little better. So there she is, all colored in. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this piece of Mossy Meadow. This is 2 7/8 by 4.5. The reason I'm doing a 7/8 size is because this is going to go all the way to the edge. So grab my seal again. Okay. There it is. I keep putting it really far away from me. I don't know why I'm doing that tonight. So I'm going to line this right edge, the right edges together, both the right edges. Still going to get it centered up and down. That looks pretty good. And now I will put her right on this piece. So this is at 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go right along the right edge of this, like so. And now I think I'm going to go ahead and put it on the card base. Right here in the middle. Make sure that folds on the left there. For a minute, I thought I was putting on upside down. Okay. And I've got some pieces here. This shorter piece here, this is for the, I'll take that back. I want this one. The plaid one is 4 by 3/4. Once again, I'm using a different design than what I'm using on the front of the card. And this is going to go along the bottom of this one. Like so. Now I'll go ahead and put this on the inside of the card. I always like to decorate the inside of my card. Oh, good, Becky. I'm glad you're loving this card. So this would be a quick and easy Christmas card to make for sure. It's coming together real quick. Now this piece, and I did not plan this. It's funny. There have been a lot of things I haven't planned on this one. I ended up using pecan pie as the background for my sentiments on all 3 cards. But this one is, look at my sheet here, 3.5 by 3/4 inch. I'm going to grab the Deck the Halls with Wreaths and Holly. Use my early espresso again. And I'm going to stamp it. Be really careful because there's a lot of rubber on here. I didn't have time to trim any of these. Put this close to the center. There we go. And I'm going to bring in the card base here, just so I can get an idea where I want to put these. This is going to be kind of over here, and this is going to be underneath it. So I want to lay them down. It kind of gives me an idea. I'm going to take this off. Oh, I do want to put this down a little bit because I didn't want to cover. I'm covering the tip probably of her sock, but it's not going to be much. I didn't want to cover her up too much. I think I actually like it better this way. So I'm going to leave a little bit of white showing over here on the right side. I am going to cover up the tip of her sock a little bit, which is fine. I'm only laying it down in case I want to move it. This I'm going to put on with dimensionals. Now this one's longer, so I'm definitely going to use 3 on this one. There's a much bigger gap there, so we'll do that. Push those down, make sure they're on good. Get the paper backing off. It's going to move over here. Oh yeah, that's good. I like where this is a little cockeyed though. I can tell it's still not quite straight. Bring up the much better. So now go and push that down. This one is not going to go all the way over to the edge of that plaid layer. Real close though. Get it on straight. That's pretty good. And last but not least, well, this is second to the last. You'll find another piece of linen thread. This one is a 30-inch piece. Fold it in half. Grab my scissors. So now this second piece will go for my second card. I wanted to do a double bow. So I'm going to fold this one again. Oh, I've got something stuck on my finger. It's like, what is that? I thought it was ink and it was paper. Still paper. There we go. So I'm going to fold this in half again. And now you could go ahead and cut that loop, but I'm going to do it here later. So now that it's folded in half, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on the left end and do my bow. I might have to do it again. Yep, I am going to have to do it again. I'm always brave when I do bows in a live. There we go. This one's going to go better. Okay, there we go. Then I play around with it till it looks about the size. I don't want it to be a real big bow. There, that looks pretty good. I'm going to grab glue dots. I think I have one here on the end. Yeah. It's okay if the glue dot is a little big because we're actually going to tuck in, maybe push the top of the glue dot down a little bit. This is raised up a little bit, so I'm going to put that knot of the bow underneath. So I kind of want the bow to be coming out from the underneath it. Push it down. Now I can cut the ends a little bit. That's going to take off that little loop I've got right here where I folded it in half. Trim this one down so it's about the same length. There we go. So that's another way you can do your ribbon. And now this is last but not least. We're going to be using the clear, or I'm going to be using the clear ribbon dots on this one. I'm going to use 2 small. So grab a small here and put it up here. So grab a big one. Oops. And put it right here. And another small one. Well, I thought I had it. Putty's being a pain in the neck tonight. And put one, like a little blemish right there. So we'll put it right there. Now, I went back and forth. I almost colored the clear ones to be like Mossy Meadow probably, or maybe the Cherry Cobbler, but I liked the way it looked with the clear. But if you ever wanted to change these, you've seen me do it before, you can use our Stampin' Blends and change colors to the embellishments. Oh, Crystal said this one's her favorite. Good. I'm in the mood. I love fall cards. Like I've said, fall and Christmas are my favorite times of making cards, but I think I am getting to the point where I want to start making more Christmas cards. I'm ready. Oh, thanks, Robin. Robin says I'm always good at tidying my bows. Thank you so much. And Christy likes the autumn ones too. I love the colors of all 3. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like all the colors. There's a lot of really good color combos in that Iconic Celebrations paper. So I'll bring all the cards back. And that went quick, even with the technical difficulties. And once again, guys, thank you so much for telling me that everything was blurry earlier. I wouldn't have known. My computer probably would have died before the live was over, and we would have really been in a hurt. So I was glad I was able to figure out what was going on. So there are all the 3 cards. And first off, I'm going to hurry up and remind you of the door prize, and then I'll tell you about how you can get the card kits free. For those of you that live in the United States and want to be part of my door prize, you need to do #door prize. Let me get that up quick. And you need to type it in just like you did there. If you've already done it here throughout, any time during the video, you're in the drawing. But if you came in late and haven't done it yet, make sure you type it in just like you see there at the bottom. Get my finger right here at the bottom of the screen. Type it in just like that, because the program is what draws the names. So it pulls all of the comments that have the #door prize, but it has to be typed in just right. So you will get put in the drawing for these. This is the 2024 to 2026 In Color Shimmer Gems. So it's all the new In Colors that came out last May. So everybody does the #door prize here tonight that lives in the United States will get put in the drawing for this. So, and then everybody that's watching live and the replay that does the #door prize, and like I always say this again just to make sure you know, is only do it if you live in the United States, because this is product, and I can only give product away to people that live in the United States per Stampin' Up rules. So this one is for the live and the replay. So do that #door prize and you get in the drawing for this, and I will announce the winner for this one in next week's live. And these are the Opal Rounds assortment. So this is what we're doing here for tonight. So those of you that are watching here live tonight and haven't done it yet, make sure you get your #door prize up. Okay, I'm gonna look at some of your, and we'll wait a few minutes because there is a delay. So that way I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get that in there. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Marv. I'm glad you like all 3 of them. Lynn, you too. Becky says she loves all 3 of them. Thank you. Becky White. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Patty said she likes all the colors. I think I said that earlier. And Myra, thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. And Robin, too. Thank you. Cute card from Lola. Okay. Oh, hi, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Oh, good. You like the Christmas card the best too, Judy? Yeah, I like that one a lot too. Christmas. I'm starting to get in the Christmas, well, definitely fall spirit. It finally cooled off. last week it was in the 90s, as you know. We talked about that. The last few days, it's just been in the 60s, low 70s. So it's been feeling more like fall here lately. Okay, so if you live, let's see, you can only also too to order from me. You can have to live in the United States. Also, I forgot to mention that. That's per Stampin' Up rules. So, but if you place an order, let me get the ticker up here. Using the host code you're going to see here, the ZEEARBK4, I think that's what it said. You will use that host code, place a $40 order before shipping and tax, and you'll get the card kits to make 2 each of these cards here. And you saw how I substituted stamp sets. You can do different stamp sets too with these card kits. And if you bump it up to a $40 order, where did I? Oh, there it is. It fell off my stack. This is a full pack of the pecan pie and clear ribboned dots that you saw me using on all the cards. So that you'll get a full pack if you bump it up to $50 order. The embellishments are not in the card kit. So if you don't do a $50 order, then you can just use whatever embellishments you have on hand. But $40 order before shipping and tax with the host code will get you the card kits, bump it up to a $50 with the host code, and before shipping and tax, you'll also get the embellishments added on for free. And then if you place a $150 order before shipping and tax, do not use that host code. That way you'll still get all of this. You'll also get Stampin' Awards from Stampin' Up. I don't want you to miss out on getting those. Okay. Let's see. I see some people that are voting. Crystal says it's 312. I think that's what you're saying. Glad you like them. Love the one with the apple. Patty likes the one with the apples. Apple picking season. Yep, it is here. Marilyn likes the first one too. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the cards. I have fun making these cards every week. Sometimes I'm pressed for time. This time I had these done on Monday, so it was kind of nice having them done early. So I got to really enjoy making them this time. So I think that we're done with the hashtag door prize. I've seen a couple pop up here. Crystal says she's going to be casing them. Good. I'm glad I could inspire you on some cards because you said you just got this, didn't you? Okay, we're done with the door prize. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. I'll put the host code back on there. But like I said, if you want to see all the information, don't want to write all this stuff down about the card class, just click on YouTube, look down the video description, click the card class at home link. If you're on Facebook, click that learn more button and then click on the one that says get free stuff when you order from me, because that will tell you what I'm offering for free. Now, if you click on those links after October 2nd, 2024, then you'll see what I'm currently giving away free. Okay, so like I said, you do need to get those orders in by the end of the day, October 2nd. So the end of the day, your time zone. So it can be midnight Pacific time. That's fine, because I'll close the order out the next day. Okay, I think I can go back to me. Let me get this down a little bit. I'm getting ready to get my camera back where it should be. Get ready to do the door prize. So you've got a couple more seconds. Ooh, I don't want to leave the site. Cancel. There we go. I almost lost your comments. Oh, I did lose the comments. Hold on here. What's going on here? Why did that go away? Oh, well, I can see them part way. Okay, I might have to do some funny looking things here in a minute, but I'll get them back on. Okay, so let's get the raffle ready. Always mean to do this beforehand. Okay, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, Becky. I do have your address, so you don't have to give it to me. Let me grab. Oh, there they are. I'll make sure I grab the right. Oh, there they are. I covered them up with some cards. So congratulations, Becky. And hide that. So congratulations. I'm glad you won. Okay, I'm going to let you look at the cards here for a minute because I want to be able to see your comments again. And I have to do some funny things. And I don't want to make you sick. I have to make the screen go sideways and I would look really strange to you. There we go. Now you get to see me again. You'd probably rather look at the cards, but oh, it did it again. What is oh, there we go. I was going to get very mad there for a second. Okay. Okay, I'm saying magic congratulations. Okay, good. I don't think I've missed any other comments. Oh, Becky Schlossnagel, I'm glad you like them. I don't think I saw you say that. Oh, you're welcome, Becky. Okay. Becky's on here, if not almost every week, if not every week. I bet it is every week. So I'm glad you won. So that is it for this week. Oh, I look a little cockeyed. There we go. I'm not OCD, but sometimes I guess I am on a few things. When it looks crooked, it drives me crazy. Oh, thanks, Jamie. I'm glad you liked the cards. I'm glad you could watch tonight. Okay. And like I said, I'd be surprised if we have any Florida people on here tonight. If you watch later, been praying for you guys through the that big hurricane that's coming through. Can't get over how fast it got strong today. I think it was a 1 when we woke up this morning. It was a 4 right before I came on tonight. That's crazy. So hopefully everybody keep your prayers and thoughts for the people down there right now. Hopefully a lot of people evacuated, and the people that stayed behind, hopefully there won't be anybody dying tonight. I hope everybody can stay safe. Okay, I will see you guys all next week. And if you have any questions, if you've had any questions and I missed your comments, I will come back and look at them and answer them. On YouTube, I have to reply back on the regular comments under the video because the live chat goes away. That's what you're commenting on right now. On Facebook, I can actually reply directly to your comment. So I will look at those again. Probably not tomorrow. I will definitely look at them the beginning of next week because I got to get ready for my son's birthday. So I will see you guys later. Have a great week and weekend. Bye, guys.